It
What
was
fight?
so bitter. Pardon me?
What fight?
What fight? The one that just ended
Oh.
a few days ago. I was thinking, what could Sweeney do to get back at the NJEA? And one thing I thought of is that you could go for a second round of pension reform, working with a governor, Murphy, who led a pension study commission under Governor Cody over a decade ago. The two of you could devise something that might actually help the pension system and cut back on health care for teachers. Is that in the cards?
No, Michael, I'm not someone going to hold a grudge, but you know, people forget there's another teachers union in the state. It's called the AFT, and they have very progressive leaders that aren't afraid to look at things and do things differently. I'll work with the AFT on many issues because they are open to trying to make things better. Teachers are wonderful people and they do great things for our kids. But the NJE's leadership, their leadership is out of touch, and they tried to bully the legislature this year.
They're meeting in Atlantic City, the NJEA, as we speak. Their annual convention is now. Do you think that there's going to be any kind of revolt or attempt to oust any of the leadership?
Look, that's their internal politics. Michael, I'm a union person and I pay union dues. If I saw my leadership spend the kind of money they did the way they did and the amount of money that they make, that should be something internally that they make a decision on.
What's the worst lie they told about you? We don't get Philadelphia TV up in North Jersey.
Called me a lobbyist. I can't be a lobbyist in the legislature. It's not, you can't do both. Not that lobbyists are bad people.
Thank you.
Thank you. But, you know, Michael,
That's the biggest insult.
you know what?
I give up.
No, you know what the worst part was, Michael? My son is in the NJEA, calling my son and telling him to come out and work against his father because his father's a bad guy. Over and over and over again. That was intentional. That was to intimidate. It was trying to hurt my family. That tells you, I'm a labor guy. We don't do those things. I'm a union iron worker. It speaks volumes of the type of people that are leading that organization.
I'd hold a grudge on that one.
Pardon
I
me?
would hold a grudge if they called my
Maybe a
son.
little one.
If they called your son?
I'll tell you, Steve Sweeney, before it was popular, stood up against the pension system. I remember he had to be escorted in, this is before Chris Christie, by state police because they threatened him because he took a strong stand.
Who threatened him?
A bunch of protesters, and some of them might have been from the NJEA.
Yeah, public employee unions.
Exactly. He was way ahead of the curve on that, and they didn't want him around anymore because he was going to do the right thing before it was popular. And I respect you for that. But I'll tell you, the NJEA, when they play this game in Trenton, where they think they're going to bully people, I can tell you right now, I'll work with Steve Sweeney. No one's going to bully this legislature the way they treated Steve Sweeney. I'm never going to stand for that.
Let me ask you if you're optimistic about the Murphy administration and your ability to get things done going forward.
Well, I'm an optimist to begin with, and I like working with anybody. I just want to make sure that we send that message.